evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. It was a crazy day in the market, to be honest with you. It was up, it was down, it was up again. It was all over the place. Apple had earnings. They beat their earnings, and it blasted off, and now it's pretty much even. So we'll go through everything, see what's going on. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And here you go with the heat map. That's what it looked like. Microsoft was down, but Apple, like I said, was up. NVIDIA, Google, Meta, looking pretty good after yesterday. Tesla was down after the earnings yesterday as well, and you can see that took a nice little dip right there. So it did bounce back in the after hours, as you can see. And like I said, Apple right here, it did run. Look at this in the after hours. You want to talk about wildness? Look at that, spiked up, and now it's kind of leveled out, and pretty crazy right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well and everything else. Let's go through the news and everything real quick. We'll go through crypto. That was dipping pretty good. Bitcoin back at 84,100. I would just say crypto is just getting destroyed right now. And remember, we were saying it wasn't looking so good, Janica, and we were saying that yesterday it needed to hold right there. It was coming down. It wasn't looking pretty. Ethereum's at 2,800 right now, and Solana's at 117. So they're not looking good, but gold and silver, they keep continuing to try to rip up there. And Ripple's at 179, and they are not ripping. So crypto, but like I said, gold, silver, not looking too bad. You can see them trying to jump around today. They had a huge dip, but then they kind of recovered. Obviously, they took a big recovery right here. So if you caught these bottoms right here in the morning, you were in good shape right there. The Qs were wild. Check out these Qs today. This was a wild show right here. Check this out. They came down all the way and then just started ripping up there. So had a weird look, and then you got that little W, and then it got ripping right there, and then it started to move in the after hours even more. So we'll keep an eye on that. And yeah, there you go, Sam. I love it. Sam, I'm telling you, Sam, we're going to have, I was saying it today, as a matter of fact, in the Discord. There's a bunch of people in there. If you were involved, Sam's always in there. Yosef, guys, we're in there this morning. Let me just tell you what happened this morning real quick. I mean, it's just absolutely insane because Ben and I just look at these things, talk about the show, talk about stocks, not the show. We just do a show. We just happen to be sitting there talking about things together, not even kind of realizing what we're even saying, to be honest with you. We're just kind of in the moment, I believe. We're very similar. I'm not going to lie. The more I talk to him, it's like, holy cow, he's into the weather. I'm telling you, we grew up in the same area. It's really bizarre to me. Every time I learn more about Ben, I'm like, how are we so similar? It's so weird. But anyway, we're sitting there just chatting this morning, and we're saying, both of us, right, Sam? Both of us saying, hey, I don't think I like this the way that gold's going up right now. Gold was up like 10, or copper. I mean, copper was up 10% this morning. Gold was flying, silver, and Bitcoin was pulling back a little bit. They just didn't look right. I'm going to not lie. I was like, something's going on here. Well, Sam and Yosef, they're like, well, they hear, and Ben agreed. He was saying the exact same thing. We were agreeing with each other. I was agreeing with him. We thought the same thing. We're just talking about it, just having a conversation, guys, right, Sam? Nothing crazy. And then Sam and Yosef, they take that, they listen to us talk, and we have conviction that something's going on. These two go and short the Qs down, and then it just went like straight down. They murdered it in the beginning of the day, and I was already showing you the chart, but let's look at it again so we can relate it to the story. So we're talking about it right here before the show even opens, guys. It's all the way up here. I mean, look at that drop, 632 all the way down to 619. These two guys crushed it. I mean, absolutely murdered it today. So yeah, kind of fascinating that they can just take what we say, have conviction, and they go with it. Sam's up over 300%, guys, since he's been in the Discord, and yeah, it's just amazing too. I love it. So congratulations, Sam. Great job today. And like we said, when we're gonna start going to you and Yosef more often, as we had mentioned, and just ask you, what the heck did we just talk about? You guys can seem to analyze what we say. We just talk. I don't even know. Like I say, I sit in this chair. I can just tell you what's going to happen with every single stock, every chart, doesn't matter. And in the minute I'm done the show and I got to make a decision on my own, forget about it. My brain seems to not work. So, Sam, you're going to tell us what you're doing, because it is incredible what you can do by listening to the show and doing it. So, anyway, congratulations on that. You've been just destroying it. I just wanted to discuss that real quick before we started the show. And like I said, guys, if you're not in the Discord, you should be. There's a lot going on in there. You got laptop travel, you got Ben, myself, Godfather, Rhett, and we all just put it all together in there. So we spend a lot of time and effort. That's why, obviously, it's a charged thing. But I think it's pretty worth it, Sam. What would you say? I mean, we're in there live trading all day, like not all day every day, but we're in there in the morning. You always know what the top picks of the day are, what your targets are, and then obviously we do the live trading, and then we also do the old live trading in the afternoon too. The 5 minute chart on here, are you talking about the cues right there? Because that is pretty wild. Look at that chart right there, laptop travel, if that's what you're referring to. And yeah, they look like they want to keep on ripping right there. So pretty impressive. And I mean, not off the Dowie, but off of there. Since you've been in since the Discord, look at us, guys. Since that's 300% in just since January 2nd, guys. I mean, can you imagine? That's insane. And then yeah, that's 1,000% since, well over 1,000 since he's joined. Holy cow, Sam, that's amazing. You're awesome, dude. And just you're gonna got. I'm telling you, like I say, there's some of the members in there are just absolutely incredible. We have so many of them. Sam's one of them. Obviously Yosef, Progressive G, Izzy, Ross. I mean, there's just a whole slew of them, guys. I mean, they're in there all the time, especially some of the people in the VIP. It's just absolutely amazing in there. And what Sam's been in there for like a couple months, guys. I mean, it hasn't been that long. What's it been? 7 months, Sam, that you've been in there? You were one of the first people to sign up. I do know that. And I would say it was one of the best things you ever did, I would assume, because you have been destroying it there last April. So there you go. Like I said, 7, 8 months, right about that. So, maybe a little more 10, but anyway, yeah, that's incredible right there, guys. I mean, that's crazy. But anyway, let's rock and roll right through our list. I might have to jump off. I'm waiting for my buddy. We never got to fix my snowblower. He got caught up at work, so I told him, hit me up if you can get over here this evening, and I'll actually stop the show, and I'll wrap it up, and then I'll come out and we'll knock this thing out, because I think I'm going to need a snowblower in case it snows this weekend. I don't want to have to go out and shovel anything. I'm not going to lie. Pretty exhausted from last weekend, and there's like a ton of ice out there. It's just been a nightmare around here. Everybody out on the East Coast in this area can definitely attest, and it's just freezing cold. Like, you walk outside and you want to just like fall over. But anyway, this one, holy cow, guys, this thing was up like 1,300%. I don't know what it is. TCGL, and it went cruising. I don't even know what they did. What did they do? Strategic acquisition of Freenow in Europe drove explosive stock. What are they even saying? Strategic acquisition of Freenow in Europe drove the explosive stock surge. So whatever that means, there you go. But yeah, that was a pretty wild move there, huh, Luis Rodriguez? So here we go. Let's rock and roll and go right through our list. Let me go through the news real quick. Trump says he'll announce Fed nominee next week as Warsh's odds soar. Apple stock rises as Tim Cook gives just enough detail on Wall Street's most burning question. Trading day volatility surge. Tech wreck. What? Trading day volatility surge. Tech wreck. Something like that. That's what it says anyway. In the U.S. stock futures fall on Apple warming gold up. And what is this talking about? And sometimes I just don't understand what the headlines even say. S&P 500 futures slip after index post second losing day. I understand that. What does this say? U.S. stock futures fall on Apple warning. Oh, gold up. All right. Fall on Apple warning. I read it wrong. That's why I couldn't understand it. But anyway, Reuters and CBS saying Trump will announce it tomorrow, huh, Zach? And that's going to be next. Fed nominee and Warsh. I don't even, what's that dude's first name? I don't even know what his name is. But anyway, there you go. We can probably look it up over here. Look at this, the shutdown. It's pulling back there 45%. Are they going to figure this thing out at midnight? I mean, it kind of looks like it very well could. It could bounce up a little bit tomorrow. And again, tomorrow at midnight, they got to figure this thing out here. So does Trump not? I don't know if Trump cares again. He hasn't said that. No one's really been talking about this thing, to be completely honest with you. So I'm not exactly sure right there. And we've been looking at this, and Seattle keeps inching up a little bit, guys. They look to seem to be the big favor there in the Super Bowl. And what the heck are we talking about? Trump and doing something, right? What the heck was it saying on here? Oh yeah, the Fed nominee. I couldn't even remember what we were talking about. That might be in the. Let me just see. Fed nominee. Let me search this thing and see if we can get there. Oh, I think it was gonna say it up here. How many? No, wasn't it going to say it? Who will that right there? And Kevin Warsh. There you go. Well, I'd say he's pretty much in the lead right there. And yeah, that just went surging. Is that him? 32. Yeah, the light blue. Yeah, I'd say his chart went up there today, and he looks like the front runner. So anyone know who he is? I have no idea, but he seems to be the guy that is going to be in charge of the Fed. Possibly, he's going to be nominated as the Fed chair. So from Trump, that's interesting right there, guys. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So here we go. Let's rock and roll and see what's happening with our list this evening here. ONDS. Let's see. I don't even remember. I'm telling you, I'm like, I think like 4 days kind of like went all together this week, to be honest with you. I am like exhausted. I can't wait I hope it does not snow this weekend. And that's why I want to do my snowblower in case it does, because I really don't want to be killing myself. I'm tired. And between all the stock news and everything else that goes on, it's exhausting trying to keep up with it all the time, to be honest with you, with Trump. I mean, it's just nonstop chaos. And then shoveling like 10 inches of snow last weekend. But anyway, let's rock and roll here. ONDS, that was pulling back today. It is down. I think it could pull back a little bit more right there is what it looks like. In Galaxy's pulling back. We know that. That sometimes runs with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin looks terrible. And ASTS was up a little bit today. It's been at its all-time highs right there. It's trying to bounce around. Not too bad for that one. UMAC right here down a little bit. That could be pulling back a little bit more. And again, we've seen these like a couple days ago pull back hard and then just pop right back up. So sometimes these bad boys are actually good dips and then rip situations. And Laptop Travel, I know you've had a very busy week as well. I know, like the stock market, Trump interviews, research, writing, dealing with the home construction. You're relocated to a hotel right now, so that's exhausting in itself. I think you said they're painting your house finally. Is that what they got going on? So yeah, you got to kind of leave. You don't want to be sleeping in all them fumes, that's for sure. And anyway, so yeah, an exhausting week, and it was like nothing even crazy besides like FOMC, but we knew there wasn't even a rate cut. So I'm telling you, between gold running like the way I mean, it's just been wild, guys. It's just been crazy. And when you try to follow it all the time like we do, yeah, it's definitely exhausting. I'm not gonna lie, but that's what we do. So we get through it. But there's just some weeks that just wear you out. And again, I think the 10 inches of snow that we had to deal with and ice might have had something to contribute to that as well. So anyway, here we go. You're always on edge waiting for the next Trumpisms, and you're not kidding. He is crazy. Red wire right here, dipping down a little bit. So yeah, we got to kind of watch these things on a Friday, see exactly what they want to do. And again, just be careful on a Friday. Remember I was saying I thought Rocket Lab wanted to bounce down here, and then it got popping up, and now it still looks like it wants to dip down there. So we'll have to see. Maybe it pops up tomorrow. I'm telling you, they are very hard to read sometimes right now, because these dips that look like they want to keep coming down, I guess they just get eaten up right here in the beginning of the day, and they just get popping. Sometimes I don't even quite understand what's going on at this moment right now, how some of these bounce back, and but they just do, and then the volume pours in. So it's quite amazing. I mean, the market is like something that we've never seen, but just in a good way. The last time it was like something we had never seen. It was a disaster. And this time it's something we've never seen. It just seems to keep going to all-time highs and going and going and going, like gold and silver and all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. It's very bizarre. So anyway, nuclear right here was pulling back, and Aklo right here. I thought these looked good yesterday. And again, that's the problem. Look at them yesterday, and then today they get destroyed. And then tomorrow they'll try to bounce back up. I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest with you. It is the wildest market. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, that's a popper after yesterday. We were looking, I wrote nuclear down yesterday, and also the other one that pulled back was uranium, and that looked amazing. So, like, when these things are looking absolutely perfect, unless it's gold, you got to be kind of careful. And yeah, when they look that good that they should be popping up and they're pulling back, you got to wonder what the heck is going on here. And that's why I'm saying it's kind of odd to me. I'm not going to lie. EOSE pulling back some right here. That looked really good to try to continue its way up. IREN, another one that looked really good. And then look at it. And then tomorrow it'll probably pop back up. So all these dips are usually just getting great opportunities. Critical metals did pull back, and they had that. Trump did say something crazy yesterday about critical metals or MP or the metals game or whatever it was. The government back price floor is reportedly unaffected by Trump's administration shift away from broader rare earth minimum price guarantees or something. I'm not even quite sure what he even said yesterday, to be honest with you. But he said something that affected them, that's for sure. And UAVS right here pulling back a little bit as well. And then your RGTI, your computer hardware ones, these look like they wanted to get cruising relatively soon, and they were all pulling back. Look at QBT right here, and then QBTS. I looked at that today. I had it written down, and I said, well, that wasn't a perfect setup. I guess they're going to set up off of here. So it is a very weird market, guys. I have to say that. QMCO pulling back. All these guys were pulling back a little bit. QTUM is the defiance. Look at it touch that trend line right there, and probably want to bounce back up tomorrow. I'd have to assume an IONQ was dipping down pretty good. And that seemed like it wanted to get set up. And then your RCATs, aerospace and defense, pulling back right there. And then, of course, our favorite right here, Z-Space, had to pull back with the rest of them. It didn't really care. But anyway, it is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie about the market. UNH right here, pulling back a little bit after that big dip. And then it ran up yesterday, bounced a little yesterday, pulling back. Oscar right here has a little bit of time. And then we looked at this MOH right here, and that was dipping down. So, and looks like it wants to continue down. UNH, I mean, it almost looks like it wants to continue down right there, as a matter of fact. So we'll be keeping an eye on that and seeing if it does want to bounce. And usually when they look like they want to come down, they somehow bounce back up. It's quite impressive. I'm not going to lie. Open door right here, pulling back. I do think it's going to pull back a little bit more. Could come down here, to be honest with you, because it doesn't really look like it wants to bounce back up tomorrow, and it's sitting on that trend line. Maybe I mean, the market would have to be good. Open door, we could probably just take that off of the list. I don't think we even care about that one too much anymore. So Nasdaq has a new CEO, and I think Ben might find out who they are, talk to them next week. So we'll keep an eye on that. Probably won't do a whole lot until around then when they start talking about they actually are looking for a CEO. The current CEO is retiring. And then Chipotle right here had that pull back a little bit more right there. And then, of course, we love our Cracker Barrel pulling back a little bit. So we're going to watch this when it comes down to this trend line as well, back to 25, and see if that wants to get cruising again. And what about your Boil right here cruising along, and natural gas looking pretty good again, and going into your UNG right there looking pretty good. And that's going into another winter storm, I guess. And so, yeah, I would say keep an eye on natural gas. I'm just going to write that down right there. So, yeah, Boil and looking pretty good. And, of course, UNG and any of these natural gas ones looking good tonight, as a matter of fact. And, of course, some storm. I think like the Carolinas and Virginia are going to get smacked by that winter storm that's coming. That's what I've seen so far. It looks like it's going a little, I guess, east of us. I don't even know, to be honest with you, but I don't think we're going to get much Luis Rodriguez. At least I hope not, but you never know. These things can move like 30-mile shift, and then the next thing you know, you're getting smacked with this thing when they acted like you weren't going to get touched by it. That's when you got to worry. It's when the people are like, yeah, we're getting a ton of snow, and you usually get like a dusting or nothing. And then when they act like it's never going to be, oh, yeah, it's not going to hit it, and it just comes and clobbers you. And you're like, well, these people are terrible at their job, aren't they? But I guess the weather is kind of tough. And again, they can blow any which way, 30 miles this way or that way is not a whole lot of wiggle room. And it could just do whatever it wants, I guess, when it starts moving. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. But yeah, there's and we're discussing it because of your natural gas looking pretty good as we're talking about that boil right there and your UNG, and then your gush right here was up as well. And we'll have to keep an eye on that. Exxon Mobil right there still run. Look at it. It could be getting topped out finally after we just watched it run up like crazy. And the same with CVX. Look at it. That could be a top right there for them. So we watched them run up and probably didn't do anything. Some of you, but Sam probably nailed it, and a bunch of you guys, I just told you what it was going to do forever. Now it's going to pull back. It was just like rocket, right, Zach? I told you exactly how to play that bad boy, which we're going to look at in a minute. Plug right here pulling back a little bit, and then your quantum scape is pulling back. We thought this was going to pull back, and here you go, Zach, and rocket right here. And again, when we say it could touch down at the 50, I still think you're going to touch down at that 50 and then get cruising back up again. So let's watch it right there. Zach, you pay attention to it. Let us know when it touches the 50. If we don't see it during the show, if it happens during a day, tomorrow or something, or next week, tag me on it. Be like, yo, RKT at the 50, and boom, let's look at it. That one should try to pop off of there. That's what it looks like. And again, we should start playing these things. We say exactly what they're going to do all the time. IMRX, and I've been playing a lot of them, to be honest with you. AMPX here, I'll show. Well, IMRX, that was just pulling back a little bit. I nailed AMPX. We played that overnight. Oh, that's not it. It's right here. AMPX right here. That was up, but it was up early this morning. I had gotten out of it. And then it ran up again at the after hours. It did pull back a little bit, but then did run at the end of the day and in the after hours. But that was an overnighter. Look at that. That was a good one right there. It was like 40% or something. So that was nice right there. And let's see. So we do play the right ones, and at least we try to each day. Lucid right here looking a little better, huh? Luis Rodriguez looks like that's trying to set up right there. Could be a good one for tomorrow. It's not looking bad, and I'll have to take a look at Lucid in the morning. And how are you, Cadence? How are you doing this evening? And let me cruise through in case my buddy actually texts me soon and says that he wants to come by and we have to fix it. And again, my my snowblower's in my neighbor's garage, so I gotta like text my neighbor and be like, "Yo, I'm coming over to fix my snowblower at like 9 o'clock." If my buddy texts me, just giving you as a quick heads up. So let me fly through these things. You know we can. Here we go. Let's look. Rich Tech Robotics. That was down. What a pullback right there. How about Joseph Levy's Galt? I hope he's doing all right. I think he had a surgery. I'll have to reach out, shoot him a text message and see how he's doing. But that was pulling back, but it has a good support right there. So just let it run around and we'll see how it works. And look at fun. Look at that. That fun right there. Laptop Travel was a good play, and play was down today. And that one looks like it's going to dip down. So if you want to have a good play, I would look at fun right here because Six Flags looking pretty good. Could go up to that 20 right there, $20. That's what it looks like. And then your ASPI got destroyed yet today. That came back down to the 20. We'll see if that can try to bounce back tomorrow. USAR, that went way down. That looks like it could come back down to the 20 right there. It still has a little space. And UAMY coming down to the 20 as well. So we'll have to see what these guys want to do tomorrow. Your energy fuels coming down as well. And still solid on fun right there. Yeah, it certainly is. That's your Six Flags. That's definitely solid. And your LMT, look at this bad boy. I mean, look at that. Rolling up. Still looks good for tomorrow, guys. I would say that still could be a nice momentum play right there. And look at Fly right here dipping down today. It's staying in this trend line. So I think you might have a good spot for your bottom area right there. So keep an eye on that one right there. And that is FLY, and we'll keep an eye on it really next week. Arm kind of weak right there, but touching that trend line, we'll have to see if that wants to bounce. And again, tomorrow being a Friday, so we're just going to get ready for the setup and then really look at for next week to see what wants to be popping here. Of course, catch our poppers for tomorrow morning, and then make sure you trade smart and lock in your profits, because you know it gets crazy every Friday. I mean, every day is just wild anymore. It's just so crazy. But anyway, that's what we live for, and that's what we do. So grab pulling back right there and just use these lines. I'm telling you guys, you don't have to be a chart and expert right here. I mean, your technicals now are generally your trend lines, your 20s, 50s, 200s. It's pretty flat and it's pretty easy. And I think it's more or less about being patient and then having real conviction that you know that these things are going to do exactly what they want to do. And I think you got to be a little more like Oracle right here. It looked like it wanted to pop up there, and then it obviously pulled back. Now it looks like it should try to bounce off that trend line. I think if you're trying to get it here and it's not off a trend line, like look at these things right off the trend line every single time they go ripping, and it's been pretty consistent that way across the board, guys. So that's what we want to look for. And if they're right in between, you have a good opportunity that they're going to come back down. Clearly, they could pop up, but a lot of things are coming back. They're like magnets right now. It's kind of crazy. So again, you have to be kind of patient with some things. Core weave right here, dipping down. I mean, it built the resistance. Clearly, that wasn't there, but that's where your resistance is. So now it's going to come back down to your 20 or 50. I mean, they're almost like textbook, guys. It's kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. And you don't really see them all do this generally like that, but they are. And Adobe pulling way back to a trend line. That looks like it could be a good opportunity on that dip. So I do think that you either have to catch them as they got hardcore momentum right now and they're really ripping, or you catch them on that nice dip and you play the pop off of them, because they've been popping like crazy off of dips. That's for sure. People buying the dips are clearly winning usually right now. Marvell right there, and another one. Look at it hitting the trend line. Should be a pretty good one. This one pulled back a couple cents there. Doge Mama 9 not looking as good today. I mean, look at that thing. It looked great to try to go up, and then you got that. Now watch it pop off tomorrow and go wild up to the up to that 50 there. And again, it's like these crazy dips where it looks like it wants to like fall off a cliff, and then the next thing you know, it just goes soaring. So watch for that one right there. Mimi, M-I-M-I right there for tomorrow. Could be an interesting one. And MOBX right here is down a penny. But again, this one's in a great spot, guys. So you might want to keep an eye on this one. This one could have a quick pop as well. And I've been watching that one. I thought it was going to try to pop up there today. NMTC coming down to the 20, that Nora 1 Medical Technologies. And signing day sports ran. Remember, we were looking at it, and it crawled right out of the basement. Look at that, touching that 20 right there. I don't know if it's going to run up some more tomorrow, but it did run up today. We were looking at it yesterday. Data Vault right here pulling back, could pull back a little bit more, and then you'll come back down a little bit. I mean, that's what you're looking at right here, guys. It's pretty much what they've all been doing. I'm not going to lie. You guys know, you watch the show each night, and you can see what's happening here. And we just got to play them textbook now like that. And these dips are good opportunities generally, and you take advantage of them. And then you got to keep your ears to social media and what Trump's talking about, because them things just react like crazy and they go wild. It is. It's so wild right now. FMFC, this penny stock looking real good right there. Watch that one there, Doge Mama 9 tomorrow. And Cypher right here was another one pulling back. And look at it. Touch it. Easily could bounce right back up tomorrow and start running easily, like I said. Big Bear was pulling back. That wasn't looking too bad. And that had a nice little pullback right there, the good old BBAI. And what about Seat right here? This had a nice chair. And look at that thing. I think that could be a good runner tomorrow. I don't know what they do, but Seat looking pretty good. SEAT. If you don't know how to spell Seat, that's how you do it. But that one looks really good. I forget who told me that one. I should go back and look. I totally forget. And NWGL, that's what it says. Yeah, somebody, I forget who it was that told me this one too, but someone mentioned this one to me yesterday in a message, and I popped it on there, and it ripped up yesterday and today. So good call on that one. Should have wrote down your name next to it. I'll try to go back and give you some props for that, but someone definitely alerted that one. AMPX, like I said, was ripping up there today. Could continue up there tomorrow, as a matter of fact. USO right here, the oils, and they were jumping up early. and then they had a little bit of pullback, but they didn't look too bad. They finished pretty decent right there for oil, USO. And let's see what else is going on over here with Wheeler right now. That's down. It recently reverse split. I do remember that. That's a big dip. Maybe that'll be a dip and rip look right there for Wheeler. And let's see. I mean, it's way down. We'll have to see about that one right there. And LRHC right now, La Rosa Holdings. Remember this one? We've looked at this one and played this one a few times back in the day. And it recently reverse split as well. And you can watch that one. That one could get popping off of that reverse split. They generally like to. And there you are with them. And ABEO, we'll look at Michael Anthony's. And that was moving up today. A little bit of a bounce right there. D-Lo right here dipping down even more. Going to touch that trend line. And your UEC, like I said, these ones were all dipping back today for your uranium ones. Look at this. I'll just run right down. You can kind of see red, 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 red. All of them were red right there. Not looking good for uranium. It looked great last night until today. And then the Tiger right here. And I did talk to Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, last night after I got off the show. That went well. I could not I did record it. It saved everything fine. It just it wouldn't let me send it to the drop box like it usually does. I don't know why, but I did look it up, and a couple other people were saying recently they've had the same issue. So I don't know if it's just me or that or what was going on, but I felt better after other people said that they were having that same type of issue. So I had to sit there and literally screen record the whole thing and make sure I kept the phone open. So for the entire thing, I had to listen to it and just sit there and tap on my phone to keep the phone open, because once it shuts down, it seemed like the screen, I tried to just do it, and I looked back and I was like, oh, that stopped. It shut off. So anyway, I will have that out. I've been working on editing that together and doing all that. So yeah, it took me a little while to actually do it. I spent like an hour and a half last night trying to send it. I don't know why it wouldn't do it. And again, I think it's just something that's going on, because other people I looked up, I was searching about it, and some other people recently were just saying the exact same thing. And I'm like, so I was experiencing that too, but I know in the past I literally hit the three little dots and then it like just gave me the suggestions. I hit Dropbox and boom, it was in my Dropbox, and I could easily copy and paste it right in. And so that would take 5 minutes, not even 3. And then I had to sit there and record the entire 32-minute interview and then do all that and then upload it and all. So, yeah, and that was after like an hour and a half of me playing around with it and driving me crazy because I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. And I'm like, I know how to do this. But anyway, that was that. But I will have that up there. It was a good interview with Joe. Good to talk to him. And like I said, we got to get him out of there, guys. It's crazy. You got to hear this. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it up. And we're going to try to get some more traction and some more influencers involved and some more people. And just, I think that's what he needs. He needs to get the internet just flooded with, like, free Joe Exotic to the point where it's just like, all right, just sign his part and let the poor guy out. He's been in there for 8 years. Guys, I'll just give you a quick briefing about what I talked about for a minute. But I was saying, he's been in there for 8 years. He got a 22-year sentence. He got a hire for kill, or hire for murder is what it's called. So they charged him with that, and then they charged him. He never had an animal cruelty charges. He had something like something like he had like went hunting without a permit, without the special license. But apparently, like, his veterinarian filled out something. He wasn't even in the state when it happened, so they charged him because he was the manager of the place. But anyway, he'll explain all that. But what I was saying is he's been in there for 8 years already, and he got a 22-year sentence for this. And now, again, everybody in the case admitted to committing perjury. Like, they all admitted to it on public national television everywhere. It's all over the place. He has all the evidence. It's wild. So anyway, so yeah, he's in there for this amount of time. He's already done 8 years. I think he's probably done way longer than he probably needed to, because he was pretty much innocent. He has all the evidence. But anyway, so I'm reading yesterday. I'm just looking around at our local news real quick, just getting ready. And I don't even know where I saw it. Maybe someone I know posted it out that I like locally. And then there was this story, guys, of this young dude. He looked like he was in his 20s. I forget. I should pull up the story. I'll pull it up later and then retweet it out. You guys can read it. It's sick. And, it's crazy. I'm telling you, this is crazy. So anyway, I'm telling Joe, I'm like, Joe, I just read the story. So this dude, right, he's like in his 20s. He got charged with having sex with two dogs, but not only that, with children as well, and then sending like pictures of himself having sex with dogs to the children too. So there was all kinds of crazy stuff going on, guys. Like it was like, and I'm like, this guy needs to be like castrated then hung. Like that's what his sentence should be. You know what he got? Let me just tell you what he got for a sentence. Now, what would you think this sentence should be? Like 100 years? Like you like that dude should. He's a sick dude. He's gonna come out and do it again if they ever let him out. And so, because all these dudes are a little wild. So yeah, it's crazy, Michael Anthony. Two dogs were involved in it, and that's just what they know. I mean, who the hell knows what else this dude was up to? God knows. I mean, because they get caught by talking to like undercover officers, and that's like after the fact that they've already gone out and done a bunch of crazy shit. And then these dudes, it's usually not the first time that they start talking to the undercovers. They usually get away with it for a little bit and they get comfortable, and that's when they start talking to these undercover officers because they get a little bit too comfortable with it. So they get caught out there. So yeah, it's really crazy. But this dude gets 6 years, guys. He got 6 years. I mean, how crazy is that? Joe's been in jail for 8. This dude got 6 years. And I just don't get it. Like, how does anybody make sense of this stuff? So yeah, they'll let this dude out if he lives through prison, and then if he gets out, he'll probably commit the same crimes again, I'm sure. So it's crazy, guys. It is so absolutely insane. But yeah, he got Lewis Ryder, he got like 22 years. I don't even know if he's eligible. I've never even asked him. I have no idea. I think they like shot down his last thing. I have no idea. It's wild. So yeah, for kids, that people like you should be I'm telling Michael Anthony, the dude should be hung. Like it should be like that's what they should do with these people. They should just make it like a public hanging, and then people might stop doing sick things like that. Maybe not. I don't know. These people are whacked out of their skulls clearly because they're doing things like that. So they're clearly not well. But yeah, it's like you need to handle these things a little bit. 6 years, like that's what you give the guy. Like what judge sat through that thing in jury? It was like, yeah, we'll just give him 6 years. Like the dude should never even see he shouldn't even get daylight. And yeah, Joe's been in jail for 8 years. So it just makes you wonder about how these things work and like our judicial system and everything else. That's guys, I question these things because again, I'm interested in things like that. And I've watched a lot of crazy things happen in my life, like I tell you. And it just fascinates me when you see shit like this. It's like, what is going on? Like this dude, yeah, how do they justify this kid gets 6 years and he just destroyed like I don't know how many children's lives and a couple animals too. And Joe, they say he had a murder for hire plot or hit like whatever it was, and then like something like a faulty license or whatever. It wasn't animal cruelty. He never got charged with that ever in his life, and somehow he got 22 years. And again, like the hitman, they've literally interviewed him. He's like, yeah, it never happened. It's so crazy that the fact that they've interviewed the guy that they say is the hitman, and he's come out and said, Joe's never paid me or he never actually ordered a hit. And even to go further than that, he's taken a film crew from the Tiger King 2 documentary or whatever. He's taken the film crew to the property on the farm and was like, yeah, we tied this piano wire across this tree and over here, and we buried a weapon over here. He goes and like just picks out this weapon. I forget what the heck it was. And then yeah, they had like the string, I think it was, and you were gonna tie this thing around a rope, like a tree and another thing. And Joe used to ride a quad down. It was like gonna cut his neck off. They said so. They admitted that they plotted to kill him too. And yeah, he's in jail. And they admitted the plot to kill him and admitted that Joe never even tried to kill anybody. anybody. How crazy is that, guys? I mean, could you imagine you spent 8 years? I asked him, I'm like, how do you sleep at night, Joe? I mean, it's kind of bizarre. I might be bashing my head against the wall just knowing that, like, holy cow, I definitely shouldn't be in this shithole. And these maniacs are running around loose. And then I tell them a story about that kid that, like, does crazy shit to children and animals and gets 6 years. I mean, Joe had already been out by now. He would already been out for 2 years probably. And holy cow, I'm telling you guys, it is bizarre. So anyway, I'll get you that interview. You got to hear it because it is crazy. And yeah, it's crazy. Michael Anthony, I can't agree with you anymore. These people are crazy. They're sickos. And again, that's why these people can't just get out in 6 years, because if they make it through the prison system, and again, a lot of times they get kind of taken care of. But I even asked, and again, it depends on what facility they go to. Clearly, I asked Joe last night, about the sex offenders, and he said they have more rights than anybody in there, and I don't doubt it. I mean, look, they're getting 6-year sentences, and he's getting 22, so it just doesn't add up to me, guys. I have no idea, but anyway, I'll get that out to you so you guys can listen to the whole thing, because it is intriguing. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm just fascinated by it all. And more or less fascinated by the fact that he's still in prison with all the evidence that's out there. I mean, it's out on a public website. It's out there all over the place. It's on Netflix. It's all over, guys. I mean, it's all over the place, and he's still sitting there. I just don't get why Trump just doesn't sign the pardon and let the poor guy out at this point. So anyway, that's that, and I'll let the Tiger King interview I'll put out later on or early in the morning, and you guys can listen to it. But yeah, it's just fascinating. And every time I talk to him, I'm telling you, I'm just more fascinated each time I discuss things with him, because I just don't get it. Like, and anybody that's been through the prison system, and I listen, I've talked about this dude, Ian Bick. He has it's called Locked In. He does this prison show. He was in prison as a young kid. I told you the story. I don't have to go through it, but he owned a nightclub. He got caught for fraud. They just made an example. This kid should have probably never been in prison either. He went to a federal prison for doing like money fraud. Like when he first got there, they all thought he was a sex offender, and they read his paperwork, and then they were like, what? Like, you're in here for owning a nightclub and defrauding people? Like, that's bizarre. So yeah, they made an example of this kid, but he ends up turning it into like this very lucrative show, obviously. And it's a huge show. It's one of the top 10 shows on Spotify now. And I don't know how it got on my radar, but I just started checking it out, and I'm intrigued by it. I mean, it's just a fascinating thing, like all these crazy prison stories, and like how people get locked up, and the reasoning behind it. Some of these people are innocent, and then the stories they tell about in prison are just wild. I mean, it's just crazy, guys. So anyway, you can check him out. And I've mentioned him before. But anyway, let's go through this. There's the tiger right there. So we were talking about the Tiger King. That tiger seems to be curling up right there, Michael Anthony. And LW right here was running up today. I saw it running up some more. I think you still have it. I did sell it before. And remember, I said it probably would have been a good one to look at back down here. And it was, because it ran up some more, but it's all good. Can't play them all, I guess. So anyway, and for federal prisoners, parole eligibility generally occurs after serving 1/3 of a sentence. So, well, he served 8 for 22. So I would say, I think they denied his parole. I don't know, Lewis Rod. I kind of feel like they denied it recently. I think he like went up for something. I don't know what it was, some kind of hearing, and like they denied it. I don't remember exactly what it was. I should have asked them to write these questions down, and that's that. But yeah, so, and which other one for what? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Michael Anthony, but there you go. There's your Tiger and your LW right there, looking pretty decent. Let's go ahead, look at our Jolie's Jams right here and see what's going on with Rhythm dipping down right there. Blink right here, dipping down as well. And what about your sizzle? It is sizzling right there. Look at this bad boy. Were we not talking about this yesterday, guys? I'm telling you, keep an eye on that. That should start to cruise right there. Good old sizzle's going to look pretty good. You might want to just watch that bad boy get set up and start to run. Sterling right here was running up. I did see that one today. It wasn't like a massive run up like it can do. And Rivian's still dipping down there, but maybe it does get cruising right there. Luis Rodriguez, because Lucid not looking bad. LCID, this Lucid right here, was cruising along, and that does look pretty good right there. And Symbiotic right here was up as well today, and that could be bottomed out, trying to bounce off there. So keep an eye on that. We'll look at the laptop travel list, and I I actually got. I'm so exhausted. I thought the show was at like 7 o'clock. I'm like rushing around trying to send everything out, and I'm like, wait a second, I still have like an hour and a half. So laptop travel usually sends me the list like right at 6:45 ish, and I had already posted out the list because I thought I was going on soon. So I'm telling you, I'm out of it, guys. And I wrote laptop travel and just asked him to post it up there for me. So he already did. So we'll cruise right through them as well. I'll go through the Spy Mag 7 big caps, and then Luis Rodriguez put a little list up there. So we'll look at them, and let's go ahead and keep on cruising right here. Our Spy was down. This thing took that dip too. Everything did. They all followed the same thing at 11 and then bounced right back up right there and finished the day pretty strong, I must say. Your Qs did the same thing. We were already looking at them. So we'll look at them real quick, but they did basically the exact same thing. And IWM right here was up a little bit, and that dipped down, then did bounce back up. So looking not looking too bad right there. Apple had its earnings, and they did pretty well. And it did, like I said, it was ripping in the after hours immediately. It pulled back, went back up, and now it just kind of fizzled out. We'll have to see what it brings tomorrow. And honestly, I can't really get a good idea of what the market even wants to do. It looks like the Qs and all want to bounce back up right there, Sam. That's what it looks like to me. I know they're down a little bit, but you had that nice bounce back off the 50 right there. Yeah, I mean, they're in a weird spot. It's all kind of strange right now. It's hard to tell. We'll have to reevaluate it in the morning for sure and see what's going on with all that. Amazon right here was down a little bit. Your Google looking pretty good, still continuing up. Did run around pretty good today right there for GOG. And then your Meta right here was way up, and that was from its earnings yesterday. And Microsoft was way down, and that's from its earnings too. And so they went flip-flopped right there, went kind of crazy. NVIDIA up a little bit. That's not looking bad. And they all have these crazy looks, right? Laptop travel, like they all kind of have these long tails and kind of weird looks right here. I'm not going to lie. They just all look kind of strange to me. Tesla dipping back right there. AMC, that's your Mag 7. AMC was pulling back there. GameStop don't look so good either. Remember, I did say that, guys. I told you I didn't really like GameStop right there, and I guess that's the reason why. And let me see what else is going on with our list right here. Chewy right there was down as well. Unity was down too. Both of them are dipping down at the moment. Netflix right here pulling back some more. AVGO, our semiconductors were pulling back a little bit. MU's just been wild. It's jumping around all over right there. Maybe it needs some pullback. TSM was pulling back. And again, a lot of times they bounce right off of these pullbacks. So we got to keep an eye on it. SMCI definitely pulling back there today. That one was trying to set up too. So we've got to be patient with these AMD right here. Look at all of them. They all had that big dip. Then they popped back up. It was a crazy day. I'm not going to lie. QCOM right here pulling back and then starting to curl back up a little bit already. And Snow right here was dipping down. But whoa, look at Snow came down. Wow, that was like a blizzard for Snow. That definitely came down big time. And PayPal, look at it tomorrow to come back down more. PayPal just can't get it together. That keeps on dipping right there. And Intel looks not too bad. I don't know, though. It could bounce off this MACD. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. It could bounce off the MACD and come down right there is what it could do. And Dell, like I keep saying, trying to set up right here. You can see it's trying to get moving. I'm telling you, this thing does look pretty good. Dell, we should be looking at that one. Remind me tomorrow, Sam. Dell. Keep an eye on that thing. Laptop travel and Luis Rodriguez. IBM, look at that run up right there. They did have earnings too yesterday. And Palantir got smoked today. They came way down. And what about Sophie right here? Dipping down a little bit. Isn't there earnings? What, next week? It's not tomorrow, right? It is tomorrow. I'm wrong. It is tomorrow for Sophie. So there you go. Sophie earnings on a Friday right there. Mara right there coming down. You know they're coming down with crypto. And Riot coming down. Even CleanSpark was coming down pretty good there today. And of course, Mike MicroStrategy or strategy. I mean, holy cow, look at that thing dipping down. Sayer must be like, oh my goodness, this is not looking good right now. And Robinhood right here was pulling back pretty good. Coinbase definitely pulling back pretty good. And then your bull is going to be following the rest of them. And that was definitely pulling back. So none of them look good at the moment. That's for sure. Space was down a little bit. Maybe that does pull back. I thought it was trying to bounce off that trend line. And you do, although you might get a little dip and rip pop right there. Remember, Boeing been up in the top, and I said yesterday it could dip down. Why don't we take these and put them down? They're way easier, I think, sometimes. DJT dipping down right there as well, and Nike right here. Not looking so bad to try to get moving again. Michael Berry is all bullish on game. I did see that recently, and I guess you don't watch the show, huh? Because I would say that it's not so bullish at the moment. Maybe it'll get set back up. We look at it on the daily, but I mean, it's pulling back to me, that's for sure. And the Sandusk went way up there. They had earnings, big earnings right there, big beat. Sandusk, huge, 17%. Look at it, way up there. SMDK, that did go far. That's what we should change. Unity or Chewy, SMDK. This is probably a good one, guys. I mean, it's going to continue to run like MU. It's probably going to be a monster. So maybe I'll put that one on the list right there. Levi had earnings, didn't they, today or yesterday? I forget when they were yesterday, weren't they? If I remember, yeah, yesterday they had their earnings. And it does look like it's trying to bounce back up right there for Levi. I was talking about that yesterday. I remember you mentioned it because I was talking about it in the Discord. And McDonald's running back up a little bit right there. Disney looked better today, Luis Rodriguez. Look at that trend line right there, and it looks like it's going to move. And Oxy, we were talking about that. Like I said, these guys could be topped out, and DXYZ dipping back today. And that is what they look like. Microsoft down 10%. Look at that. How crazy, guys. So yeah, that's pretty wild right there. That's a big dip for sure. And then Meta's up 10%. So if you picked them the right way, you did pretty well on them. And so there you go. And let's see what else is going on over here. Let me take a look and run through and see what you guys are doing and want to look at real fast. Like I said, laptop travel. I'll throw his list up there and we'll cruise right through. I'll shoot my buddy a text and let me see if he's going to be able to stop by. He had things to do, but hopefully he can stop by. Hold on one second. All right. And we'll see if what he says. All right, let's see right here. What's that say? ASNS. Oh, I don't know how to capitalize them. ASNS right here. Let's wow, that one's way in the basement. That looks pretty good right there. Just had a crazy dip too. That's crazy right there. What is this thing doing? I gotta see this. ASNS. Holy cow, that thing's all over. I had to look at that one in the morning there, laptop travel. But the Blue Jay right here, BJDX, recently just reverse split. Look at that. There you go. Reverse split today. So, yeah, 1 for 4. They're usually pretty decent ones. Not too crazy right there. So, keep an eye on that. And CUPR. Let's see what that's up to. That's just pulling back. I know you had it on the list. It was kind of running around the other day. And there you go. ENGS, we've recently looked at that. It had run up there. It was looking good before. Came back down. Now trying to get set back up for ENGS. And Genprex right here is GNPX, Genprex. And that looks pretty good too. Look at that curling up right there off the MACD. Everything's curling up. For Genprex, looking good right there. HHS is Hart Hanks. I do know we look at this one, and that one looks really good as well. COS right here. Isn't this like an electronic? Yeah, consumer electronics. There you go. What they like make headphones and stuff, whatever they make, they're doing it right here because it's looking pretty good at the moment for KOSS and LIXT, Lixt something, biotech, someone that's popping up there. That could continue to run right there in the morning. And Lobo right here. And this looks kind of Lobo right now. It's just kind of ran up and pulling back a little bit. And NCEL, New Cell X. Just kind of bouncing around, a little bit of pullback. Maybe it bounces up. I'd have to look at it. Your Tantech right here. We looked at it last night. It was running up a little bit today. I did see that one, and it was moving. TAOP right there's another China small cap, And that one's not looking bad, guys. So keep an eye on that there. Doge Mama 9, they're not looking bad. And VTAK right now, let's see. That's not so bad either with that 20 and 50 meeting up in that pullback. That could be a little dip and rip look right there for your laptop travel list. Thank you very much. And let's cruise right through and see what Luis Rodriguez has for us in ASML. This one's a big one, guys, but it does run pretty big right there. And it was today. AppLovin, laptop travel. We were just saying this one was setting up. Remember, we were just talking about it. And I'd say you're absolutely 100% right. And it looks like it's going to continue to run right there. And Lockheed Martin was getting crazy, and that looked good, and it could continue to run up. Your Bread Financial Holdings is looking like a good baker again right there. You weren't kidding. The bread is in the oven again, guys. So keep an eye on that. BFH and HHH, 3H's, Howard Hughes Holdings. Oh, look at that. Oh, man, that one looks good. That could be a good one for tomorrow on a momentum play right there. And what about Carnival Corp? This thing, oh no, it was the other one, right? Was running up. One of them was running up today. This one looks pretty good right there, too. And TM is your Toyota Motor. Wow, look at that starting to move. Luis Rodriguez looking good. Your FEIM is an electronic one. We looked at it the other day. I added it to the setup list right there. I had it on there yesterday. I was looking at it. I remember it pulled back, and again, these dips are always, they just seem to be like really good opportunities. AMPX right here was popping back up, and HIMS right here. Let me see what HIMS and hers is doing. That was, ooh, that's looking good right there. That could get ripping. HIMS and Watt. Looking good. Oh, that one looks like it could continue in the morning, too. Watch that one, guys. THAR right here is that Thermomune or something. Yeah, I know this biotech company for trading it, and it does look like it's going to run up to that resistance right there, like 530 area. So keep an eye on that one. And ERO is Euro Copper right there. And that was running today. We'll have to see what Copper wants to do tomorrow. It was wild today, though. I can tell you that. And XHG, that looks good, up 20%. Could continue right there. Laptop travel in the morning. So keep your eye on XHG right there. So there you go. You're going he buy in USAR and long on Lucid. So there you go. I'm not sure. I think it was a typo, but USAR definitely dipping down. Could come down to that 20 right there as well. Let me pop them off the screen. And Lucid looking pretty good. Could be a new Fed chair tomorrow announced. So who's going to be the new person? Trump might announce that tomorrow. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And let's see what else is going on right here. We were talking about look what Sam's done this year, guys, or since he's been in the Discord. This is this year. That's this year, and that's since the Discord right there. So over 1,000%, just crushing it right there since last April. And let's see. Chipotle, a lot of pumpers wanted to make this a meme stock, but it seems to have failed. Be cautious. Yeah, definitely. And again, we've been calling this one pretty good. We called that one from the very bottom, so let it pull back. It'll get set back up, but definitely pulling back right there. And TGB, let me see right there. What is that one? TGB, let me see. What is Tasco Mines? That's a copper one, didn't we? Isn't that the one that? Yeah, that's the one. Laptop Travel had just mentioned. I know. Up a little bit there today. Again, I can't really tell you exactly what copper. I think they could pull back, but you could still run up tomorrow. These dips could get eaten up, and they go up. They've just been absolutely insane, guys. Gold, silver, just crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy what's going on here. And they took a huge dip and then ran right back up like it was no big deal. So, yeah, it could move a little bit. Which copper stock are you looking at? And do you think silver will bounce back? And like I just saying right there for you, Janica, it's a hard one. I mean, it does look like it kind of wants to continue up. Every time it looks like it wants to come down, it keeps going higher and higher. Where's it top out at? Who the heck knows at this point? It's just I don't think anybody can really get that good of an idea, to be completely honest with you. And Mimi could do something like that. I agree, where it could have been a little dip and rip situation. So definitely watch that. SBRA, let's see what that's doing over here. SBRA, Sabre Healthcare. Didn't you just talk about this yesterday about buying this dip or something like that? You were talking about a major support at that 1845. I know you were talking about this yesterday, and 2 days in a row up in after hours to 1873. So there you go. And it had an upgrade to 22. And let me see what else is going on. And yeah, I'll be checking out that Mimi and Tiger. What do I think about that one? This TIGR. What did I say? I don't even remember what I said, to be honest with you. It's trying to crawl. I don't know if it'll get through the MACD right here, Michael Anthony, but it appears like it's trying to crawl up. It looks like it could run up to that 913. I'd be careful with it, though. I'm not so exactly sure if it'll get through that. We'll have to watch it. And I was telling you guys about some the Tiger Joe Exotic interview. And let me see. LW, what else? UEC, Tiger, DLO, and ABO. I looked at them ones for you. I'm not sure what other one you were talking about right there, but let me see what else is going on right here. And CLS, what do I think? I just think it could get a curl up right here, Michael Anthony. And again, might go right to there, nines, low nines right there, low nines. And then just be careful. And that's if you start seeing it curl up right there for that TIGR. What is CLS right here? Celestica, that was dipping down pretty good today. Wow, that might be a good dip opportunity right there. Luis Rodriguez and that LEU is dipping down. I did see that one pulling back. And yeah, that uranium one's got smoked today. I'm telling you, it was crazy. Sandusk up big. Levi, we looked at Microsoft down right there. Which ones has a PE that shows the fundamentals? I'm not sure. And the yin and the yang, that is exactly what the market is. And yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about over there. Copper will rebound. Laptop travel said right there. Cadence. And let's see, TGB, CPRX, and WRN. That was the other one that you had mentioned, WRN, and Western Copper and Gold Corp pulling back right there. That was the one that you had mentioned. I was trying to think of it. And here's CPRX, and that, I guess, is a copper one. I'm not exactly sure. And TGB right there is Tesco Mines or whatever. So there you go with them. And there you go, Cadence. And let me see, is there always potential release on parole was around October 2030. Holy cow, that's crazy. So yeah, that's wild. And we were discussing that, and I'll put that interview out there for you guys. And TCGL, like we were saying, this thing's just an absolute monster right there. I mean, look at this thing. It went crazy, guys. Absolutely bonkers right here. And it got all the way up to like $400 or something. It was nuts. I'm telling you, it was nuts. And look at it. It was started out down here in like the 50s. I mean, I don't even know what the heck this thing was doing. Look at it. It's at like $8, $7. It's a TCGL tech. I have no idea, but strategic acquisition of Freenow in Europe drove that explosive surge. That was explosive. I'm not going to lie. So that was crazy. If you were in that one, congratulations, because that was crazy. And let's see, considering opening a contrarian ETF with Luis Rodriguez, and yeah, there you go. That would be so great if we can do it. We've been talking about it. It would be fun. COPX, let me see. That's it right there, COPX. And that's a copper one right there. That's the copper ETF, and it did pop up there today. And there you are for that one. So there you go, Janica. And there we are. I think we just went through like everything right there. And let me see what else is going on over here tonight. And for tomorrow, a Friday, RPGL ripping up there. And this feed was running up the last 2 days right there. ANL. That one ripping too. I don't know what that biotech is, but it was ripping. Remember, we were just looking at this linkers, and that went flying up even more right there. So pretty wild ones right there. Let's see what's going on. This ZSL was shorting down silver right there. it was good for a minute, and then it went back down. That signing day sports we were looking at, silver, like I said, it's crazy. And this is a semiconductor one, was running up pretty good in the video right there we talked about. Joby right here took a nice little dip. We were looking at it today. And let me see what else is going on. Here's that HCTI, that healthcare triangle, Doge Mama 9. It was just kind of hanging out there today, and we'll see what it wants to do there tomorrow. Dust right here is them gold miners bear, and that's an interesting one. Check that out right there. It's in an interesting spot. It's been an interesting spot for a long time, trying to crawl out of the basement, and clearly anything can happen with that bad boy. They just been wild right there. The big bear we talked about. Here's J Dust too. That's the gold miners bear as well. And plug right here trying to get moving. RR big dip right there. TIRX dipping down as well. That's a China small cap one. So there you go with them guys. And let me see anything else. Put the healthcare one up. Which one? MOH? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure. Not sure which healthcare one you're even talking about. I looked at this. We looked at UNH, and we also looked at Oscar earlier. I don't even know if you were on at that point. I'm not sure which other one you talking about. Hims and hers. I don't think that's a I guess you can consider it a drug manufacturer or whatever. You talking about this one right here, Michael Anthony? You're probably talking about this one. This one's looking good right there, guys. HIMS. So keep an eye on that. I have a feeling you're talking about that right there, Michael Anthony. So that's probably the one you were looking at. And let's see, watching Japan. The Bank of Japan, BOJ, is unwinding its ultra loose monetary policy, raising rates to 0.75% to combat inflation, which severely impacts the 500 billion yen carry trade, as the interest rates gap with the U.S. narrows. Capital is I use these crazy words, laptop. I can't even pronounce them, let alone even know what you're talking about half the time. Remember, you gotta talk to me like I'm 5, guys. I don't know what the heck you're even talking about here. I'll put it up there. You guys read it. I don't even know what he's saying. I got lost after the first one. Sorry, laptop travel. You lost me. Anyway, there you go. Healthcare one started with an H, but it wasn't Hims. I have no idea. You got me confused. Anyone else know what the heck he's talking about? I really don't know which one you're talking about there. Healthcare one that starts with an H, and it wasn't Hims. I have no idea, Michael Anthony. I am not sure. I don't think we looked at any other ones that had an H that I even, unless it was in the laptop travel list or something. Was it in the Luis Rodriguez list that I'm not even? But that was Hims. He had that on there. No other ones with an H. Howard Hughes isn't one. And laptop travel was HHS one. I don't even know. Let me see. We fly through these, but that's all right. No, that wasn't one. And I'm not sure. Nope, he didn't have any there. I have no idea. Does anyone have any idea which one Michael Anthony's referring to? I have no idea what healthcare one. I'm trying to figure it out now, because now you had me stumped, because I would have thought it was Hims. That was the only one that we really looked at, to be honest with you, besides Oscar, UNH, and MOH at the beginning. And yeah, I'm scrolling through the feed right now. I don't see anything else that would have been remotely anything about it. But anyway, you don't know what I'm talking about, because the speed's insane. You mean UNH? I already asked him if it was UNH. I already asked. I said, was it UNH, Oscar, or MOH? And we looked at these. Here's UNH was down. I can't spell Oscar for some reason, OSCR. But that was just kind of setting up in an MOH right here. So hum. Maybe he means, I don't think, do we even look at this today? I have no idea, but that one's way down too. Humana, I don't think we looked at it yet today, but there's another healthcare one right there. And usually Luis Rodriguez puts us up there. He likes this one, but I didn't even see him follow it. I didn't see him pop it up there. So yeah, I'm not even sure. But anyway, there you go. You wouldn't touch UNH. Yeah, that company's crazy. Here's Humana right here. This one can get some good bounces sometimes as well. And besides that, I'm not exactly sure there, Luis Rodriguez, which one, or Michael Anthony, not Luis Rodriguez, but Michael Anthony. I'm not sure exactly which healthcare one you were talking about, but that's what the market looks like, guys. Let's look at our crypto right now. It's a disaster. Oh my goodness. Does anyone like the color red? There you go. That might be your favorite color right there, then, huh? Holy mackerel, it just got smoked. Oh man, Bitcoin back under 82, Ethereum. It was trying to curl up there and didn't quite make it though. So holy cow, guys, that is not a good look unless they just go bouncing hard. I mean, you might get one of these kind of dip downs now, like when it happened, what, that October 9th when they were just going flying down. We don't even have to cover these. I mean, they're just dipping down hard right there. It's ridiculous. HCA, what was that? Did we look at it? I don't think we even looked at it, but there you go. There's another healthcare one right there for you, Michael Anthony. So, yeah, I'm not sure. We're trying to figure out every single healthcare one that starts with an H. I'm not even sure. But anyway, crypto red bloodbath. That's exactly what you were saying about Japan. And yeah, that's kind of crazy right there, huh? Is that like overseas all selling off right there, laptop travel? Is that what you're getting to? I guess I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, crypto that does not look good. Whoa, man, that's bad. That is really, really bad right there. I'm not gonna lie. So, you know what's been up? If you just bought gold and silver, I guess, and held that for for a couple like forever, like just buy that from back here and just kept on buying it and it just kept on going up. So I'm not exactly sure. It's the craziest market you could ever see, guys. Everything is bonkers right now. And crypto red bloodbath, exactly what you were saying. And yeah, that's I thought you had written something else, but I just read that. But yeah, there you go. And too costly for Japanese investors to borrow money, cheap yen, to buy crypto because of the Bank of Japan is raising the borrow rate. So there you go. That's what's going on over there, guys. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Volatility surge, tech wreck, and yeah, I already read most of these things. And like we said, we might have a new Fed chair named or something like that. Kevin Warsh. Looks like he might be nominated right there. And then Seattle's in the lead for that, for the Super Bowl. Oh, man. And I'm pretty tired. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty exhausted. But there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty fun market review, some crazy stories, and all kinds of good stuff right there. I think we got to everything, I believe. And yeah, Sam, you've been crushing it. So tomorrow, when we're in the Discord in the morning, you let us know exactly what you hear us say. You seem to dissect it very, very well. You have your ears open for sure, and you're taking notes. So you let us know, and you can tell I reposted what you posted. So yeah, that's what goes on in our Discord every day, guys. We have a good time and locking in profits and trying to just make accounts grow. And remember, I told you that was the whole idea of it, and that's why I got into it. And every single step of the way that I said we'd turn it up another notch, we're doing it, guys. So like I always tell you, if you ever have questions about options or anything, feel free to shoot me a DM. I respond to everybody. I definitely respond as long as it doesn't get caught in the spam. And if it does, just like shoot a message over at post a message and hit at me, and I'll see that and I will respond to you. That's for sure. So that is what we have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Laptop Travel, Michael Anthony, of course, Luis Rodriguez, and Janica, Cadence, and Doge Mama 9, and everybody else that's hanging out. Who else was on there? There's probably Sam, of course, and Zach are always hanging out, and Janica, of course. So many great people always tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button, follow along. And again, I'm going to post out the old Joe Exotic interview, and it is a fascinating one. And I'm going to cut it up in the smaller clips just for social media, obviously, because people love that. But listen to the whole 32-minute interview. I'm telling you guys, it's so bizarre what goes on in this world. It just fascinates me, but it also drives me berserk because I'm like, I just don't get it. But What do I know? Anyway, there you go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Be sure to follow along tomorrow morning, guys, at 7 a.m. We'll have to see what this crazy market's going to be up to. A lot can happen between 9:15 p.m. tonight and 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. You have a whole 4 a.m. going on, the 4 a.m. Warriors with laptop travel. So that'll be crazy in itself. And then we'll see what's going to be happening for our Friday going into next week. And if Iran's going to get bombed, I don't know. I mean, everything is just so crazy right now. And again, I think it's getting all thrown off by all these metals going up at the same time. You don't see copper go up at the same time as gold and silver, like the way you're seeing it right now. My red flag's still up. I don't know what's going on, Sam. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning, and you can dissect it after I look exactly what the market looks like in the morning, that's for sure. And what was the one thing I took away from the Tiger King interview? Any developments? There are honestly no new developments, and that's why we kind of did this laptop travel to try to make a little social media presence. And I told him, let's make a bunch of little clips here, short clips, because that's what people like to see. And let's see if we can gain some traction and get some more influencers, some big influencers involved in it, and try to get them. He did say Kyle Rittenhouse had recently just reached out to him, so that would be, I guess, the one big development. And yeah, so yeah, he's just trying, and he's got people inside the White House, attorneys, like big time attorneys, guys that have people in the White House every day trying to make this happen. And like I said, we've been working on it pretty well. I know some people working on it as well. So yeah, it's been nonstop, and they just can't seem to get Trump to just sit down and sign this pardon for him. I don't understand why. So we're gonna do the social media clips, and I'm gonna cut them all up. So I told Joe I would be more than happy to take the time out, do all that. So that's why I wanted to talk to him again, so we can try to get a couple more people involved and really get people online talking. I think that's how you really get to Trump. You get enough people chirping about it, and the pressure builds, and then of course they're just like, all right, just do what these people want, let them out, and then he'll see it. And obviously that's how it works, and it's happened with a lot of people that he's pardoned, to be completely honest with you. So that's what happens. And yeah, you can't force him to do it. It's like whenever he wants to do it. So he sees things online, and he goes, "Oh, you know what? That poor guy's been in there for a long time. Let me sit down and sign his part." And that's how it's going to happen. And so yeah, we got people in his ear all the time inside the White House and everything. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, we've been working on it. So that's it's fascinating. I'm not gonna lie. I learned a lot behind the scenes, and seeing things happen, I'm just like, wow, we gotta get this guy out of here. I just don't understand how he can be in for that long, and all the evidence he has. So yeah, crazy stuff, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up that interview and post it out there so you guys can enjoy it and see what's going on. But more importantly, like I said, we gotta kind of really get behind Joe and do some social media. So we're gonna do a little campaign, I guess, and do that. So yeah, did he contribute to my campaign? Okay, then Bart said, no, that's pretty much it right there. Well, honestly, he was in prison already, so he couldn't actually really contribute to anything. He's been in prison since his first since Trump's first since his first administration. Joe's been in jail. So yeah, he's been in prison that entire time. Like I said, he was in prison before like the Netflix thing got big, and he was in prison. So he ends up becoming like a huge celebrity during COVID. And at that point, he was just like Joe Exotic, the weird dude, probably in prison, I guess. And then I say this in the interview, and then the next thing you know, like, is the people next to him are probably like, holy shit, dude, you're like all over the like television. You're the biggest dude in the world right now during COVID. This is kind of crazy. You're right next to us in a cell. Like, what is going on here? So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Not Tiger King specifically. You're referring to Trump's other pardons for a lot of crooks. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely been that way. The crypto guy, that was a weird one. It's just been a lot of weird ones, to be honest with you. So clearly there's been some kind of different motivation or something going on. But again, we got people in the White House trying to get into Trump's ear each day, literally each day, and Joe talks about it, and really trying to get him to sign this thing. So that's really his only hope to get out. So anyway, I'll take care of that interview. I'll get it up there. It did take a little extra time because I had to like I was telling you at the beginning of the show, I had to like do it like old school. I guess everything's usually takes like 3 seconds now for whatever reason. The notes just weren't uploading to the Dropbox like it usually does. I don't know why, but it was driving me crazy. And I tried everything. I was trying it on my computer. I was just trying everything. I'm like, oh, man, I got to sit here. Not that it was the end of the world, but I literally had to sit there for the whole thing and make sure I kept hitting the phone so it wouldn't turn off so that it would continue to do the screen recording. So anyway, that's how I did it. And so I'll post it out there. Good stuff. Different motivations. Motivations. Yeah. And you'll hear some good stuff in there, Laptop Travel, when you listen to it. I ask him a lot of cool, not cool questions. I ask him a lot of questions about stuff like that. What's going on? He explains it all. So yeah, you'll hear it all. And that's what I have for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully my buddy's coming by to fix my snowblower, I hope. And I'm going to give him a shout and see what's going on. So thank you again, everybody. And again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. You guys know that. And be sure to tune in. We do this show every Sunday through Thursday. So the last night of the week first for this, for our live show. And of course, we do our at 8 p.m. we do it. And then, of course, we do our pre-market show at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. So tomorrow morning, we'll be on. We'll check out the market. We'll see what's going on. Then I'll be on live in the Discord around 9:15 with Ben. And we cover everything in there. And then we got to get our assessment from Sam because I'm telling you, he is a master. It's crazy, guys. He could put a course together at this point. It's pretty wild what goes on. And he's not the only one. He's just one of many people that just destroyed in there. So again, if you're not in there, have any questions or anything, reach out to me. Reach out to Sam. He don't care, and he'll tell you what goes on. He's honest. And Sam, Sam, the coolest story. Not only is Sam crushed the market, Sam, you have some great timing, I must say. I have to just end with this for Sam. He has the greatest timing. I've talked about it a couple times, but the fact that you wanted to always go to a Berkshire Hathaway meeting, one of the meetings there with Buffett, and he shows up this past year, and Warren Buffett out of nowhere just announces his retirement. I mean, it was just so crazy. And Sam was sitting there when it happened live. He watched it go down. So that's pretty cool, I must say. If you're into the stock market, now Laptop Travel has sat down and had lunch with Warren Buffett. Now that's insane too, guys. That's pretty impressive in itself, I must say. Very impressive. Let's put it that way. So yeah, incredible stuff. So yeah, some knowledgeable people, but just the timing and the luck of that, Sam, was pretty crazy. I remember when he told me that you were going, that you were so excited. I remember you were super excited. You'd always wanted to go. And the next thing you know, he was announcing his retirement. You were sitting there live watching it happen. So definitely cool stuff right there, Sam. And appreciate you, everything you've offered in the Discord and all the times you tune in and everything. You've been listening to the show for a really long time. I know that. You've been following along for very long. A lot of people have. I greatly appreciate it. You guys know that. And that's why I always say I'm here to try to lead us all down the right path, of course. And that's why I'm very open with everything. You know that. That's for sure. But if you have questions about anything, you don't feel comfortable, you can't figure out options, whatever it is, you know the Joseph Levy story. I mean, he hit me up. I got him. I told him what I know, and next thing you know, he was smashing them out of the park. I'm gonna reach out to him and see how he's doing. I think he has a surgery. I know it's right around this date. I remember. So I'll reach out to see how he's making out, and hopefully he's doing well. And of course, we always thinking about our Asian Joe Lee. A 2-year anniversary coming up May 31st, guys. I'll be doing this show for 2 years. Laptop Travel just happened to be on the first show. Luis Rodriguez, your wife, was probably on the first show. Let's show something. Is Luis Rodriguez's wife? I didn't even know that for the longest time. I just knew that she just stopped listening. I didn't know where she went, but you know what happened? She stopped listening. Luis Rodriguez started listening, and then Luis became a part of the show completely. So how interesting is that? I mean, it's kind of fascinating. And then I met Lewis. I picked him up at his house and we went to New York together right before Christmas with the Discord people. So yeah, just a great community we've built over here and a lot of fun. Michael Anthony, we love hanging out with you each evening. You bring a lot of excitement to the show. You're a great sport with your with the AI and everything. So yeah, we try to make it entertaining. You guys know that. You have to make these things entertaining. I mean, we're looking at stock charts and stuff, but I'll tell you what, we're pretty damn accurate with what we call out here to the point where everybody should be locking in profits. And again, I think that's the main thing. I think we got it down to a science. How you call the stocks, it's really learning how to trade them smart, but not getting greedy, guys. Just know and take the profits. Every single one of them, I'm not going to lie, that has been an option call overnight and has popped up first thing in the morning, and I've sold it immediately, not when the market's open, probably 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in as it's running up. And then honestly, it's been the best decision. I haven't had to worry about them. They've been up massively, and then they generally pull back. Do they run up a little bit more? They do sometimes, but whatever. It's can you catch the tops on every one of them? Hell no. And are you going to complain about squeezing it up that much? So again, it's a lot about the mindset of trading. That's how you really beat the market, guys. It's not necessarily about how to make the picks. You could pick all the 100%ers you want, but if you don't trade them smart, they're all useless. So just remember that. It doesn't matter. You can pick them pretty well, but if you trade them great, you'll probably do amazing in the market. So just remember that. You don't got to kill yourself with like trying to learn stock charts and this and that. You just got to watch the show, really. We pick it all apart for you, and then you can learn as you go along. And I think a lot of people have. I know a lot of people have, because I know a lot of you guys are really in tune with what's going on with the charts and things like that. So it is awesome to see. I love it, guys. And that's why we continue to do show all the time. You know, I show up all the time, and you guys show up, I show up. So I enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for always tuning in. And that's why I come back every single morning and every night, because I know I'm going to have a bunch of people on here. It's a lot of fun. And we just have a good time together. We cover the market well, and try to make it a little little entertaining, but also educational at the same time. But yeah, I mean, you can pick all the 100%ers you want. Again, guys, I used to pick every 100%er on penny stocks. You guys know that. I mean, if it was going to run 100%, I had already known about it. And I did really well with them, but I would have done so if I had the trading mentality now, Luis Rodriguez, that I had when I used to do all the 100% penny stocks. And it was a different market. I explained this, and my brain worked differently too back then. So there's a lot of different things happened in between then. But if I had that mindset now that I've gotten way better at trading. There's always room for improvement. Let's put it that way. So we're always making improvements, and we'll never be perfect. But I do think that if I had the mindset that I have now, when I used to be able to pick all the 100% penny stocks, not that I can't do it, but they're just different. They run at 4 a.m. You guys know, I've explained it a million times. It's a different market. We could still pick them out. We do it very often. I just find like the options are so much easier to hit 100% on that it's made it easier for me. But anyway, if I could have traded as well as I do now and understand how to trade as well back then, I think I'd own a private island. I'm not even kidding, guys. I would have locked in every profit immediately. It would have been insane. And instead of trying to gamble a lot of them, which I did and did stupid things, I tell you all the time. I tell you all the mistakes I've made. I'm open about it. It's perfectly fine. That's how we all learn. Nobody's perfect. So you got to learn from the mistakes, and I laugh about them. Obviously, you got to laugh about them, but you got to learn from them as well. And this is why I tell you the stories about this, so that you guys can avoid them mistakes completely. Just don't even make them at all. But yeah, if I had really had that mindset of, hey, just take them profits every single time immediately, instead of being like, oh, it looks like it's going to run even higher here. And yeah, did it? Could it? Yes. But then they can drop immediately, like 30 seconds later, and be way down. It's very volatile things. And I never really had that mindset before of like how volatile they can be from second to second, knowing that I can see these things be volatile all the time. But again, just the trading mindset, I just didn't have it. And I definitely have gotten better at trading. So that's the improvements that you should see as you go through this. And I've been doing it a pretty long time, guys. So you're always getting better. But again, I didn't have anybody to ever teach me. I've taught everything basically myself. And for like the last 20 years, and it wasn't even something that I cared about was trading. I mention this all the time. The charts were just a hobby of mine. I just used to enjoy and still do just looking at the charts and trying to see what you saw to see them move and stuff. I was just fascinated by them. I don't know why, but I was. And the trading aspect really didn't come into play until I'm like, well, if I can see these things, I guess you got to start making money with it, right? Because why else would you be doing it? And so that's how you got to make money doing it. You got to be able to trade them. So that's when you start realizing, like, wow, this is pretty hard. You got to figure this out and do all these emotions and stuff. So, yeah, we talk about everything, the mindset, how to trade, do it all. And that's the important stuff right there. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll end it with that. Thanks, Doge Mama 9. And just a little mindset thing I like to end with. And again, that's there you go, everybody. So enjoy your evening. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the morning.